Hello, everyone. It's Lennon. This is a hard thing for me to talk about, and I'll probably get emotional, but I realized that I have a whole community out there that could potentially help. And so I'm hoping not that you would have answers, okay? Because this is not really what this video is about, but I guess just some tidbits, okay? Mostly my magic revolves around self-love, self-healing. There's times in my life where I've been hit with certain intense situations where I'm filled more with self-doubt in terms of my magic than actually doing any magic. So the crux of this video is, how do I, what magic is this? What magic am I supposed to be doing? And so this is going to be kind of like a life update and then kind of a question to the universe saying, what the do I do? So back in November of 2021, I got COVID. And it wasn't an intense sickness. It just felt like a bad flu, which I felt blessed because my mom actually had it a few weeks before that. I actually didn't get it from her because we quarantined for like 2 months. I didn't see her for 2 months. And she was actually hospitalized with her COVID. And ours was so different. This virus seems to hit everyone differently, which is weird, of course. But anyways, that's not the point. So I got it, and one of my sons got it. And the sickness kind of hit both of us in different ways. We were both kind of like having a bad flu for a week, and then it seemed to fade pretty quickly. And I'm glad that this is not happening to my son. My husband and my other son didn't get it at all. And which, again, I'm blessed for. But I lost my sense of taste and smell. And at first, it was weird. It was really weird to not have a sense of smell and taste. I kind of lived with it, because technically I knew what the things, I'm an adult, so I knew what things I liked and what things I didn't. It was weird. It was a weird sensation, but it wasn't like something that I was down about, right? It did change my relationship to food in the beginning because I found that it wasn't as exciting eating anymore, but that was about it. And then after about, 2 months, towards Christmas, I started, everyone in my family was like, you still can't taste? And I'm like, nope. And all these delicious foods. So it really hit me hard around Christmas, where I usually get together with family and we eat a ton of delicious foods. And I did eat these foods, but I didn't taste them. And so that was a little niggling for me, to have the holidays with my family, get-togethers and all that, and not be able to, know what I'm, taste what I'm eating. So that was a little, that was a little thing. But anyways, I got used to it. And then now, at the end of May here, we're probably, 6-month mark of not having any taste or smell. About a month ago, I seemed to be getting little whiffs of smells here or there. And I could smell essential oils. Now I have diffusers, like wax diffusers that I drip my essential oils in. And I have a wax, I guess it's not called a diffuser. It's a wax melt thing that I use for my essential oils. And then I have an actual diffuser. So I do use essential oils in my practice and around the house, because I use those in certain parts of the house for healing and all those kind of things. So I could smell those, but I had to be like right up on them. And y'all know, if you work with essential oils, that they're pretty intense. So I still, had to get way up on them. With foods, it was a little different. I was getting whiffs, like if my husband was cooking or something was, food would pass me by in a restaurant or something, I could get a whiff. I would get whiffs, small whiffs of things. And that was just the smell. Okay, so no taste yet. But I was getting small whiffs. And then once the plate or the food or whatever it was would be in front of me, and I'd be so excited because I got a whiff of it. And I was like, oh, I can smell that. And then when it would be right here, I couldn't. So it seemed to be getting better. And I started, internally celebrating and what have you. And I don't know. It just was one of those things. And then a couple weeks ago, right after that small whiffs of things and me getting excited and things about food, not that I was fully, I got my senses or my sense of smell back all the way, like 100%, but I was getting whiffs, so I was excited. And then a couple of weeks ago, that stopped altogether, and I developed what they are calling parosmia, which is a condition where you have sense of smell and taste dysmorphia. It's basically a dysfunction. The nerves inside of your nose leading up to the nerve bulb, which is kind of in your brain, in your sinus cavity. There's a bulb back there that your nerves in your sinuses are connected to. The COVID virus attacks those nerves in some patients, in some people that have lost their sense of smell and taste. Only for those people that have lost their sense of smell and taste. It attacked those nerves and killed some of them, if not most of them. And what happens is you have to, what I've been told is they have to grow back. They have to heal. These nerves have to heal all on their own. It's basically like a lizard. A lizard I have some blue-tailed lizards out on my back deck, and when they get frightened, like by Missy or something, their tail pops off and it wiggles to I guess pose a distraction to the predator, and they can get away, and then their tail grows back. So it's kind of like that. I've lost a part of myself that has to completely regrow, and I have to exhibit patience for that. Now, that would have been okay had my sense of smell and taste been completely gone, but that's not what's happening. With this dysmorphia, things that were once delicious to me, things cooking in the pans, like with my husband cooking, coffee brewing, things like that, things heating up in the microwave, all smell like garbage. And I don't mean just plain garbage. I mean like dumpster fire garbage. The most disgusting thing that you could possibly smell, most things smell like that. And it's both taste and smell. That's just dysfunction, because it's all connected, right? Your sinuses, okay? Your taste and smell is they're connected in ways. And so say something is cooking, that rank garbage smell overtakes my sense of smell and taste. And these have become my friend, which happens to, like, if I'm cooking or if my husband's cooking, I have to literally put a drop of essential oils on these. These are like sponge nose plugs, and put them in my nose while I'm cooking. It's so bad, you guys. I can't even describe in words how incredibly disgusting most foods taste and smell. And so, therefore, my relationship with food has diminished even more than when I didn't have my two senses. And there are some foods. What's been really crazy about this is that I seem to can eat some things, like cold things, like I can eat fruits and raw vegetables and cereals and things like that. But most of the things that I love, like coffee, I can't drink coffee anymore. The first time a couple weeks ago, the first time I came in here, I brewed a pot of coffee like I normally do in the mornings when I wake up. And the smell was so bad that I threw up in the bathroom, in the trash can in the kitchen. And after that, I couldn't brew it anymore. And I did try to taste it because I'm addicted to coffee, okay? It is an addiction. And I've been drinking coffee for 25 years, like almost 25, 20 years. And it's an addiction, but it's something also that I love, like, I guess, that goes into the addiction category. But coffee was a best friend, and I did try to taste it, and the taste was so putrid that it just made that tingling in my stomach, like that feeling you get right before you puke. I'm sorry if this is TMI. I'm just really trying to get this out because I need somebody to talk to about this, to be honest with you. And that niggling in my stomach, like in my core above my belly button, would activate, and I would like dry heave. And so I had to stop drinking coffee. And when I tell you that has made me, and I know this is going to sound nuts, but it has made me break down in the fetal position in the kitchen and just bawl my fucking eyes out. And then when, someone, my mom, she would be cooking, or, I'd be at their house and she'd be cooking, or my husband would be cooking. And I know, like, my brain knows that whatever he's making is delicious because my husband's a fantabulous cook. He loves to do it and loves to experiment with different flavors. And so I know that what's cooking in there is delicious. It should be delicious. But my brain is only focusing on the fact that it smells like dumpster fire. And I've been sitting right here. This is like my normal spot. You know how you have you have a spot on the couch. And I'll be watching him over there cooking, and the smell will overtake me. And sometimes it makes me like dry heave, and I'll have to like completely leave the room and go in my bedroom and hide out while he's cooking. Or I just put my nose plugs in and try to like breathe through it, which doesn't help because I've noticed that when I open my mouth, it's connected. So I'm still getting that sense of garbage through my mouth, even though my nose is plugged. So that hasn't helped really in the intense days, in the intense meals. And I'll just break down and cry. And I'll sit there with this nauseous feeling in my stomach and just bawl on it right here, just, trying to be a beacon for the family, trying to watch television. A lot of the times we like sit here and watch Jeopardy as a family. We like trivia. And I literally just sit here and just cry because I'm looking at my family eating, and my brain's like, oh, that's supposed to be delicious. And I'm trying to kind of rewrite my brain through this. Like, that's delicious. But because of this dysmorphia, this dysfunction that my nerves are going through right now, I can't. I literally have not been successful in rewriting my brain. Law of attraction style. So, now, the whole weird thing about this is that when you get hit with certain conditions like this, you try to make it manageable for yourself, And my husband's been incredibly, incredibly supportive. I know he doesn't know what I'm going through, at all, but he's been incredibly supportive, trying to fix me plain, bland foods to see if those help, trying to make me cold meals because heat seems to activate it a little bit more, like when things are sizzling. He's been incredibly supportive through this, and I love him so dearly for that. And I'm just blessed that I have a support system inside the house. But what's so weird is that I can't seem to compile a definitive list of what I can and cannot eat, because I guess like everything, you have good and bad days. I tend to eat, I guess, good for you cereals. They're not good for you, but like Crispix, not to name brands, I'm just saying these are what I have eaten. Cheerios, Crispix, Raisin Bran, things like that. I tend to like to go that route with cereals. I don't like to be overtly sugared up in the mornings if I eat breakfast at all. So sometimes I'll make myself a bowl of cereal, and then some days I can eat it with a hint of garbage taste and smell, but then the next day I won't be able to at all because something's in the kitchen or something's, I don't know. It's just like the smell from the night before is still kind of lingering, still in my nose hairs. I don't know. So I haven't been able to make myself a definitive list as to what I can and cannot eat, which has been completely debilitating. It has, this condition has almost debilitated me. So, I've been trying to talk to people. The doctors are literally oblivious as to how to help. Most of them say that you just have to kind of wait for your nerves to grow back, but there's no way to know if they're just damaged or if they're completely 100% dead. Which basically is just the difference between this could cure itself after the nerve grows back and you kind of have to do olfactory training, or if it's dead and this dysfunction is just going to be permanent, which, to tell you the truth, has put me in spirals of dark places. Like I said, some days are better than others. I'm having a pretty okay day today. I have switched over to hot tea for my morning caffeine, just to prevent myself from going through withdrawals. I was really worried about going through withdrawals, cutting coffee out cold turkey. But I have switched over to hot tea, and that seems to be working wonders. Cheers. Because I can't taste the tea per se, but there is absolutely none of that garbage smell. But, you can't live off tea. Okay, so there was a little TMI, FYI, as to life update of Lennon, okay? This debilitating condition that we have no idea why you lose your sense of smell and taste. Why, when these specific nerves are attacked, as they grow back, they're going to dysfunction, because it's almost like the nerves don't know, right? The nerves don't know what the smells are. So you're basically just smelling. And it does seem to be that because they're not all different smells. They're all the same smell. It's just ranks and it just differs in intensity. But it is the exact same garbage dumpster fire, smell and taste. So there is that. Like, it's like, okay, this is what it's supposed to smell and taste like, and it's at a base, it's at a level that my brain says that it's true, but it's not. I don't know if that makes sense. So, what did I say? The second half of this video. The second half of this video is, what magic would this be? When you get hit with these dark things in your life, where you're experiencing things that are leading to dark bouts with depression, anxiety. I've had literally days I can't do anything. Literally no housework. All I can do is think about my food intake or lack thereof, because most of the time I don't even feel like making myself something to eat, because I know that it's going to smell and taste bad. So there's dark days, right? And inside of inside of this condition, I haven't done any magic. So here's the rub. Is this healing magic? Would this be patience magic? Would this be nerve specific, like health magic, which means say one of my kids has a hurt foot, right? I wouldn't just do a healing spell, right, to heal their whole. Sometimes I guess I would, but you mostly focus that on the injury, right, like a sprained ankle, and which I had to deal with recently for one of my kids. So do I pinpoint this down to its specifics? Is it olfactory? Would this be like olfactory magic? Would this be sense of smell and taste? Would this be, like trying to do healing with nerves? Like try to look up nerve health in terms of homeopathy. I'm just kind of, because I think that in the dark times we forget that our magic is fucking powerful. That the magic and the energy living within us is powerful. Now, I'm an advocate for, like, if you're feeling low, maybe not do anything. You don't have to do any magic. Because at that point, you're just trying to survive from day to day without the severely negative thoughts. So I'm an advocate for, look, if you don't feel like you have the energy to back up the magic on those days, then don't. There's a lot of times where I don't even resort to magic, but this has debilitated me to where I don't even make videos hardly anymore. And I'm incredibly missing it. I love you guys so much. I love the interactions I've been getting, but I've been completely off grid for the last couple of weeks. And I feel disoriented. I feel, like I said, that the bad days debilitate me. I don't even want to do anything but like watch my comfort shows, which I don't ever watch TV during the day, but I've watched more TV lately than I have in the past 2 years, just because I feel like I can't do anything but comfort myself through this in terms of self-care. So it has been some self-care going on, some healing baths that I've been trying to do, trying to enchant my tea, because that is something that I can rely on, that I know that I can do every day, that will comfort me, because I know that because it has no taste, that sense of garbage taste at all, I can rely on that. So I've tried to enchant my tea, but in terms of like a big spell, a big healing spell, a big spell for some kind of nerve health, or even looking up, like I've even tried to, because I've got a whole bunch of herbs in the garden, especially now it's growth season. I've tried to get herbs involved. Peppermint seems to be, because of the dysmorphia and the nausea, peppermint, the mint that I have growing out there, seems to be the best thing for it at this point. But it's not helping. It's not like curing me at all. It's just when I have really bad nausea days, the peppermint and peppermint tea and eating the leaves off the peppermint plant seem to be helping me the most. So I guess I'm just kind of curious if any of you know anyone that's experiencing this. I am like in a couple of groups of people that are experiencing this, but because it's so young, everyone's story is different, for number one. Everyone's duration of this is different, for number two. Some people have had it for months, just a couple months. Some people have had it for a year or more, which really sends me spiraling into a dark place. Some people have been cured. Only a couple of people on these forums that I know of have been cured. And I have been trying some herbal supplements. I've got like this stinging nettle tincture that I've been taking twice a day. Because some people have said that that's like really good for respiratory healing. And so I've just been taking that. But with no real information and no real, how to get through this the fastest way, because trust me, this is not something you want to go through. I guess I just thought I'd pose the question, if this were you, what magic would you do? What magic would you do if this was you? It's like at one point I wanted to draw a big nose and mouth, like, let's do this. Like just the nose and the mouth. Or take clay or, Play-Doh or some kind of clay and mold my nose and mouth to where I come out. And it's because of the way your mouth and nose is set up on your face, it would end up being like a small bowl or like a small dish shape. And I could put rose petals in there. I could put certain crystals in there. I could build up a spell from my shape of my nose and mouth. Just drawing, I drew a nose in my journal page the other day. Because I have been journaling through this somewhat. And I drew a nose in the middle of the page because it seems to be that that's where it's from, but it is my mouth as well. And I don't know, I've been writing about my experiences, that trying to pinpoint what exactly this smell is. Because I keep calling it dumpster fire smell, but ooh, it's way, way, way worse than that. So, and it's okay if you don't have an answer. Just, sending your love and your healing hugs and kisses, that would be fantastic as well. I feel like I need it. I feel like I need some kind of virtual hug, virtual healing right now. So if you have an idea as to, I don't know, what kind of magic you would use, I guess, to help me, because right now I feel so disembodied. I feel so disconnected from this part of me that I can't seem to pinpoint what I should be doing. So it's really been hard to not doubt myself, not doubt my instincts with my magic. But if nothing else, this is a life update, and with me having bad days and things like that, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging with nothing. And, if I don't post as much as I used to, this is why. Because I'm dealing with this. And it's been incredibly hard to deal with this. Even with forum help, therapy, and ornithologist. Sounds like a bird. I think that's a bird. I think that's a bird doctor. Or a bird specialist. Ear, nose, and throat doctor. There you go. Whatever their name is. So, I hope you are all doing well in whatever journey you're on. I hope you're doing well. I hope that, if you need some healing vibes, let us all know below. We can heal each other through all of our problems. I believe that there is something to be said about a community. And I love all of you guys, and I hope to see everyone soon on the channel. Much love.